So the Nets more than doubled. They doubled the Knicks' number of free throw attempts last night, shooting 25 to New York's 12. So that's the Knicks committing 21 fouls to just 14 for Brooklyn. That's their fewest in a game all season. And Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau, they didn't hold back. Well, actually, Randle tried at the beginning, but then kind of just, you know what, take a listen.
I don't know what they're watching or what they're seeing, but you got to ask them. But like you said, as aggressive as I played, attacking the paint, I can't be penalized for just being stronger than people. And that's an answer that I got today.
I want to watch the film, but something's not right. Like, I'm watching what's going on both ways, and, hey, look, they're a good team. They played well, but I know Julius is driving that ball pretty darn hard, and I'm pissed.
He's pissed. All right, Chiney, Richard, Perk, I want to start with you. You've kind of been in your fair amount of these contact situations, not getting calls on the court. Do you take issue with Julius taking issue, or are you cool with it?
No, look, first of all, the officiating was okay. Like, just because Julius Randle is driving to the basket doesn't mean he was getting fouled. I also saw Julius Randle shooting a whole lot of turnarounds. And look, far as with Tibbs, y'all know me and Tibbs go back like 4 flats on the Cadillac.
Hey.
Old school saying, okay?
Hey.
And we didn't win a championship together. But I disagree with him at this moment, because in the fourth quarter, when he saw that Kevin Durant was cooking Julius Randle one-on-one, how about send a double team?
They did send a double team. That's how Johnson got the shot.
Last play, not before then when KD was cooking them one-on-one. Did you watch the game last night?
Yes, I watched the game.
Okay, cool. That was the last play they doubled them. But before then, it was a one-on-one matchup with Julius Randle.
That's not true.
You will have your time to talk. Can I finish? Please. So with that being said, all I'm going to say is this. I thought the game was ref perfect. I thought James Harden was in attack mode. I thought the Brooklyn Nets were in attack mode. They set the tone early. Okay, cool. That's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's it?
Look, I'm going to allow Perk to have his moment. That's fine. But this is where I'm going to say, let me stretch out a little
you gonna
bit.
stand like you did
No, I'm not
earlier?
going to stand.
He
I
doesn't
don't need to do all that.
Sit back down.
This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Look,
That's hard.
and I'm going to say this to Knicks fans.
His knees hurt.
If you walk into an arena and Perk, Chiney, if I walk into any arena as I ever have as a player, and I'm going on the road, and the two best players, admittedly, are on the other team. There's no argument about that. KD and James Harden are the two best guys on the court. You can't go in there expecting calls. You're on the road. You're going against the two superstars in the area. You have to just you have to tack in, okay, they're probably going to get a few more free throws. James Harden's going to do it. KD, you can't touch him. But so you can't complain about that. You have to fight through it. That's the Knick mentality. That's the Tom Thibodeau mentality. That's what you have to do. So when you get up on that podium, and we've seen this before, Knicks versus Nets, where he was, Julius Randle was upset about that. You have to fight through that.
That's not a foul.
You have to fight through that. And at the end of the day, look, this is a lot closer than people think. The all-time record is 101 Knicks, 102 Nets, 203 games, and it's basically right down the middle. That means it's going to be it's going to be a physical game. There's going to be Knicks fans, there's going to be Nets fans in there. You got to play through that. We don't want to hear New Yorkers don't like complaining.
Chiney, as
New Yorkers make a living out of that.
Exactly. I'm talking about from their athletes. From their athletes. They don't want excuses.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Can I ask you a
Are you the
question?
host?
No, I just want to ask her a question.
Yeah, ask me a question, please.
Richard and I were role players, okay? So we were never guys that had the offense ran through us. You were. So with that being said, just because they call your play doesn't mean it's your shot. It's multiple times, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's multiple times that Julius Randle is driving to the basket, two people is coming, and instead he's trying to shoot in traffic instead of making a simple play. Am I right or am I wrong? Can you elaborate?
Yes. That's completely true. You're right. And I think the evolution of, trying to be a star in your role, he might be, not that number one option currently as constructed as superstardom goes in the NBA. We all know that, right? But when Julius Randle is playing, he's number one, like for this Knicks team at the moment. his next evolution is passing the ball and reading after those double teams. That's what we saw Giannis get better at. That's what the top players in the NBA do extremely well. Now, given all of that, I do think he has a reason to be mad. If I'm looking at the stats and I'm Coach Thibodeau, hey, no. After the game, he competed, he tried hard, he tried to put the team on the back.
Man,
Also, they had some heart trying to make a comeback, so that's emotional. Y'all know we get emotional. Park, you played. You got emotional.
Stop. There's 2 MVPs on the other side.
I don't care. My point is when you compete, it's an equal world.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
It's an equal world, and you're trying to be the
But
star for your
mentally
team.
and emotionally, you have to.
But yeah, I mean, after that type of game where you almost come back, I'm going to be emotional,
but
feel some type of way.
you shouldn't have never put yourself in that position to be down
You'd
18.
be citing the strength part as the issue.
So I think
right?
the strength, if he heard that, that would set me off if I'm a player. Like, you're so strong.
I don't believe
If I heard that, but I don't know so much about that. My point is, if I'm Coach Thibodeau looking at the stats, they doubled in foul calls in a very closely contested game. James Harden gets 10 free throws. Your star player gets 2. And you can make an argument that, Julius Randle is as aggressive, if not more aggressive, than James Harden. I'm going to look at that and be mad.
Well, and here's the thing. They were still in the game
Exactly.
the entire way through.
That was
even with
emotion,
that foul
not
disparity.
reality.
Right.
So
You're going against 2 MVPs on the road in their building. You cannot expect to get the calls. It doesn't mean you don't have a reason to be upset or grumpy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
That was the
I'm
grumpiness.
going into that game, and don't you ever disrespect me and say I was a role player my entire career. Do you understand that?
You were.
Do you understand that?
You were.
Just no. Just the
It's
last
not
15
disrespect,
years of
it's
my
the-
career.
it's the
The last
truth.
15
You're a
years of my
star
career
now.
was. Oh,
You're a star now.
It's
You're
the
a
truth.
star now.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.